Hello everyone and welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Well, very exciting day to be honest. Wow. I flipped very quick from short to long and now again from long to short. That's just very dynamic at the moment and far away of what I had in mind when I have started with crypto because just last year people asked me, "Are you an intraday trader?" And I said, "No, that's too stressy. I'm not doing that. I just buy spot and so on. Just chilly my ass." This market is just becoming really stressful for me because the money is on the way. It's not just, I don't know, I go long, let it for the next 2 months and everything is going to be okay. I'm not convinced of what I'm seeing at the moment, even also related to SPY at the moment, to be honest. So it just reacts too sensitive to any DXY move and Bitcoin just following. Different. It didn't follow really strong like SPY did, for example. It did a very nice pump. Bitcoin did, yes, but not that much. But no, exactly the opposite. So SPY is dumping and Bitcoin is, well, maintaining. I really don't know what's happening here, but I see whale alerts now showing and popping up. Ripple to Binance, 8 millions. Packs. Wow, what's happening? The last time I have seen that, we nuked afterwards. Very crazy. And now we just need a whale alert indicating 30,000 Ethereum or something like to Bitfinex or Binance or something. However, um, I see, and even CryptoQuant is popping up and showing me some very interesting, um, but it's not showing here. Okay, some interesting aggregated inflows. So let me check just to tell you. We received in the last 50 minutes 10,000 Bitcoin aggregated inflows to Bitfinex and right now 4,400 Bitcoins inflows to Coinbase Pro. Not bad. So it's indicating, in my opinion, that's indicating they are still preparing the next big nuke up. Nobody knows exactly when it's going to happen. We have an indicator, a very accurate one, indicating if they are in a preparation phase, but unfortunately, it's not going to tell us when exactly that's going to happen, at what time, at what day. And that's the weights ratio 30 days moving average. And it's just a little bit shocking me because I really thought, even when it bounced here, I really thought, okay, that's it. We are going down, yeah, maybe a little bit up, but then more down. Like I said, just, I don't know, I think that was Saturday. And it's rising again. It's just, some people said, oh, it's maybe too far. You are zooming out today, and just check my videos, and I have explained a lot of times what happens when the weights ratio 30 days moving average is making such kind of move like we did. We reached 22%. What happened afterwards? Boom. And I have said that. You remember, I have said that. I was mentioning weights ratio 30 days moving average is rising, is rising. What happened? Yeah, we dumped. Because the weights ratio 30 days moving average is just indicating a trend. It's indicating weights are loading their new GANs. And well, it's happening again, and that's something that's really crazy because I wasn't expecting that. I mean, last time we just did, you know, we went from here to here, and usually that shouldn't happen that quick, but usually that's what we can see here. So it takes some time, usually with a delay, sometimes, well, while it's rising because they are sending just more bitcoins to the exchanges. And right now it looks just worse than before. I mean, we did that here to here, and now we are doing that here, and it doesn't look like we are going to stop. And that's usually indicating we are going to dump hard next in the next couple days. I'm very convinced that we will see in the next few days, maybe tonight. That's the problem. At the moment I can't tell you, and that's why I use different other data to try to figure it out. If we can see some information and data that would give us maybe the information that we don't get from here, and that's when it's going to have its impact. So let us take a look, for example, also to the waste ratio. Uh, that's not an error. That's the burning operation by Tether yesterday. It was something like 12 billion or something, and I guess more is coming. We will see if Paulo will keep telling people, look, look, we are much better than the financial sector. They couldn't cash out just billions within 48 hours. Ah, Paulo, keep calm, buddy. We will see. So, um, yeah, something I have noticed, and that was why I flipped a little bit then to long, was that the weights ratio, the 1 hour, declined. Usually, I'm waiting for such kind, and it seems it's just playing out at the moment. So also what I said, that can take some days. I don't really know, but it's very accurate. And it seems that's what's happening at the moment. In my opinion, we need to see what option traders will indicate us, if they are going to indicate us something, because that would be wonderful if they do. But I would say, yeah, 25, I don't know. I would say something like 23K, and then I would say we'll see what Bitcoin will do. Maybe we are just doing 22.5 or something. We are very close to, yeah, the top of the dead cat bounce. But we need to check everything, right? So, weights ratio 30 hours moving average. I mean, the trend is to the upside, but maintains above of 90%. It's just too high, indicating whales keep sending bitcoins. 92% right now in the last hour, indicating that whales are sending right now just bitcoins to the exchanges to sell the way up, something they like to do, but I think they are doing that the whole day, and since, I don't know, since the weekend, I guess, since we reached our local bottom here, and we need to see what's going to happen. In my opinion, we need to retest that area before we can really say the bottom is in. Otherwise, and everything will depend as well on what the wage ratio 30 days moving average is going to do. If it's going to rise more than 22%, something like a spring should happen. Otherwise, this market is really wrong. Then something is happening. We don't know. We don't know who is buying. We know that Binance bought, and they mentioned that. Um, you know, I mean, Binance is one exchange. We have different exchanges, maybe, and they are noticing that their revenue is just declining, and they're just trying to push the market just up to generate a little bit of FOMO and to bring some retailers back on the gamble table, but I'm still convinced that someone here, a big one, has much more strategic goal in mind, and he is not going to stop before he achieved his goal. If it's really to collapse Tether, wow, then wow, because you know 12 billion, I think they need much more billions to bring Tether to its knees, maybe less. I don't really know, but however, in such case, we need to be very careful because I mean, I'm still trading on KuCoin. Nothing I would like to see, to be honest. And at the same time, we will see if it maintains, or at some level it decline. Something I would expect at any moment, but we will see. Stablecoin reserves on exchanges declined. It's not lifting up. Also indicating selling, taking exits because taking their stablecoins out, and we see them later on in the Tether treasury. And that's big exits from Tether, not indicating maybe from the whole market. Careful. We need to check if USDC, for example, is minting more and absorbing the market shares of Tether. That's still possible, so we need to see. And yes, the stablecoin supply declined. As you see, nothing happening here. It doesn't look like it's going to go up afterwards. So also here we need to check. Well, we will see what's happening here, and if Bitcoin will maintain that here. If that was, I mean, to be honest, uh, I had to chat yesterday, and the person just told me, yeah, that was a really hard with big volume bounce, and I'm not sure if he's expecting the bottom is in, but he flipped to bullish. I don't trust that. Um, I mean, it's a very low level of 18,000, but usually, and that happens until now every time when the bottom is in, the Wells ratio decline. It's not going to nuke to zero, of course not, because weights also love to sell the way up, but it declined. It's not more aggressive anymore, and that's not happening. And that's for me one of the keys. Also, the market maker maintains and keeps very active. He's not accumulating. He reduced its balances since yesterday once again. That's indicating we are not done here. For me, that's an indicator we will see more blood very soon, and maybe it will surprise many persons. I hope not. So let us take a look to the flows. Well, what you see, it's more green, more red, but less orange, indicating we are just receiving less inflows. I mean, yesterday night we received almost 9,000 bitcoins, and also now it's rising. 2,000 bitcoins we received 7 hours ago, 2,000, then 1,300, another 2,000, then 700, then 1,300, and then finally the biggest volume for today, 2,550 bitcoins. I'm not sure if those inflows to Bitfinex are not related maybe to any futures, for example, because on Bitfinex you can also trade futures. Um, if they have different wallets for it, I mean, yes, they should have, like Binance, to separate their futures and derivative business from its spot one. But I'm not sure if when we see a well alert, it's just saying, 10,000 to Bitfinex. We can't say if that's going to derivative or spot. At least it doesn't appear here yet. It should appear here, even those from Coinbase, but it doesn't appear yet. However, we received almost 4,000 Bitcoins in the last 2 hours, and yeah, and we need to see what's going to happen because that's not enough. In my opinion, that could be a preparation or just really to sell the way up. Um, Usually, when they are going to push hard down, we need to see such kind of 11,000, 15,000, 8,000, 6,000, something like that, you know. And also something that it's really, I don't know why it correlates. As soon as we have some big stablecoin outflows, at the same time we are getting big stablecoin inflows. Uh, it correlates, not always, but many times, and mainly when it's a big transaction. And I mean, I don't see any sense for that. I really don't see that. Why? Maybe they sold just here and I don't really know. However, uh, yeah, less stablecoin inflows at the moment, and of course Bitcoin inflows as well. The last big one, 137 million inflows and 140 million outflows, happened again. Outflows just replaced by inflows. I don't know how and why that works that way. I really don't know that. Well, then let us take a look to the futures. Here also very interesting. We received last hour 450 million in stablecoins to derivative exchanges while the funding rate is declining. And it's not declining because the price started to decline. Just because, yeah, well, because the price was lifting up. So it seems many are expecting the local top. Not sure about because Bitcoin is just following SPY. Only if SPY nuke, Bitcoin could follow. Let us take a look. Well, I mean, SPY is retesting its support there. And DXY, you see that here DXY is lifting up. Many people think that DXY has a direct correlation to Bitcoin. And I think that's wrong. I think it has a direct correlation to SPY, and SPY has a direct correlation to Bitcoin. But it's not a direct correlation between DXY and Bitcoin, in my opinion. So if that now continues, if because DXY was looking very weak in the last retest of 105, it just retested and then just went down. It would be amazing to retest at 105 again and to demonstrate some strength. It would be extremely bearish for equities and Bitcoin, of course, but I was, I was expecting a little bit more, and I know that end of the month banks are making some kind of transactions that could push DXY a little bit more high. And if it's going to retest 105 and maintain until end of the month, it could even break 105 this time and go up. If that's going to happen, that would explain at least why the wealth ratio 30 days moving average is rising more and more. So, but SPY right now, even if, yeah, it looks like declining its volume, it looks strong at the moment. Just a few weeks ago, it would nuke now. It could happen. We need to be very careful, but at the moment, it looks solid. So, however, back to futures. And what we see here is we received almost 12,000 bitcoins an hour ago. So, and just an hour later, an outflow of 6,000. We still have a lot of bitcoins still there. The question is if these guys are going too long or too short. That's something we can't see yet. We just can't see what they demanded here, and they demanded a lot of shorts, it seems. So, but I don't see any big inflow from here. Maybe it's coming from here, but yeah, maybe it's the same, because those 14,000 bitcoins didn't leave the exchanges yet, so they longed and they shorted. And now they are bringing even more bitcoins to derivative plus stablecoin. And also something I have observed, and that was new to me, that FTX spot CBD correlates very well to the stablecoin futures CBD. So it seems that Sam is using also futures on Binance and so on to push the price or to decline it. Um, so let us take a look. As mentioned, the funding rate lifted up like a rocket, and it's just declined hard afterwards again. So is that up done? Was it? Are we going to retest? Something we need to see. The last time, and that's a few hours ago, I have checked the blockchain whispers. Wow, we had more shorts than longs. That's the first time since, I don't know, I guess last summer. That was really hardcore in my opinion. Open interest is lifting up a little bit, so just step by step, and leverage ratio, of course, as well. It's time to gamble. So, yeah, we need to see. We really need to see what is going to happen next. Let us take a look to blockchain whispers. Oh, why is Bitcoin going up again? Oh no, SPY. Why are you doing that? You're going to trigger my stop loss. Okay, whatever. Look, look. That's crazy, isn't it? That's really crazy. I was missing that a little bit. I mean, that's bullish now. In my opinion, that's really bullish. Now where everyone think, oh, we need to short. Uh, that's the time where I will start to think, no, then it's better to long. And I was long, yeah, I did really a nice gain, but yeah, I don't like that. At least, and that gives me some hope, is that Bitfinex, their longs is rising again. So hopefully we can wreck them. Not my followers, they are trading on Bitfinex. I guess no one of you are trading on Bitfinex, but you know, 2.3 billion, that's crazy. I mean, take a look to the shorts. That's nuts. Look at that. 5% to that's crazy. Come on, Bitfinex. I don't care. However, uh, sorry, BitMEX, but that's the only thing I care about, and at the moment it really looks more bullish than bearish. Let us take a look to the liquidation. Yeah, let us start liquidation map with Binance to see what's happening there. Wow, wow, crazy. Look, look. 18.7. 87. That would be okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, these guys really. Are you now going up for what? Why? Bitcoin. I really. Um, looks a little bit like, that's really, really interesting. Of course, it disappeared. I don't know. I'm not sure if they really liquidate their positions at 21.3 or they use stop loss or they push the price a little bit more down, just to close there. Also possible. Really don't know actually, but it disappeared. We have another one at, between 26 and 28, and the biggest one, no, it's not the biggest one, that's the biggest one, but another one at 30. But now longs are coming in again in lower levels. Also very interesting. We will see what's happening here. Let us take a look to FTX. While they are going to trigger my stop loss, at least without loss, but my entry for my short was really good. Go down again, come on. Because the worst thing it can happen to a trader is trigger the stop loss and afterwards, just immediately afterwards, nuke when you are shorting. And you think, Are you kidding me? Where's the camera? Someone is controlling me. Sometimes it happened to me, and that was really hurtful. Well, on Binance, looks more. I mean, it looks so tiny. That looks so much less volume, in my opinion. And yes, I mean, 30% less, even a little bit more, 40% less than just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks. We had 2.4 or 2.5 billion just in longs and 700 millions in shorts. So, not really cool for exchanges because if they are missing retailers on spot and now even retailers on future, I mean, laugh and air, I would say, she said. That's really crazy. But yes, also here, I mean, they can go up to 22 to liquidate them. We have here 23. Well, I mean, if they want to liquidate shorts, go up to 36 then. But at the same time, we have at least not that high leverage longs anymore. But from volume, I would say it's definitely more high leverage shorts than longs. So very interesting. And at least that here also looks very bearish in my opinion. But the FTX version wasn't looking that bearish. So we need to see. Let us take a look to the options. So we see that the main driver here it seems was FTX. FTX it seems was selling, and while the aggregated spot CVD was almost neutral with a light trend upside, Bitcoin margin contracts also low, and futures with stablecoin margin contracts lifting up. And right now it seems they are just pushing the price up because of um, of SPY, of course. It's just following SPY. That's something when someone is saying, yeah, Bitcoin and it's technology, it's who cares about the technology? I'm sorry, I really don't care about Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. But it's following one equity. Who cares about that then? I mean, that's so crazy. That's really crazy. It's the first time in my life that I see that just one completely different asset is following another one like a dog. That's just crazy. So we can just hope that SPY is going to make a new all-time high. Otherwise, I don't know how they are going to do that. And to be honest, taking into account the monetary policy, I mean, nobody is talking more about that, but situation is becoming more difficult, and I don't think that the next CPI and so on is going to be better. And nobody is talking about that, but I I really can't see SPY at 400 or 450 or 500 or whatever with the current situation. I mean, if that's going to happen, they are just pushing more the bubble. When it's going to explode, I will be very far away from you and from the market because then nobody will survive it. Only those who dumped on you. That's the only thing. But that's really crazy. That is really crazy. I mean, at the moment, everything is fine. It's really fine because that was really hard for SPY just in the last couple weeks. From 480 to right now 375. But in case, I mean, for me, it wouldn't make any sense to see SPY to 400, not in the current situation, but that's just also became just a casino asset, in my opinion. And Bitcoin is just following it. It will do exactly what it's going to do. Just sometimes it's a different of. Sometimes Bitcoin just it's more weak. Sometimes it reacts more strong, but the direction is almost complete the same. Well, FTX, as you see, they are using Bitcoin collateral to short, while futures to long. And FTX doesn't look that bullish. We'll see how long they will do that. They are using the situation right now to sell, it seems. And now let us take a look to the entities. If we can, oh God. Oh God. I think that's preparation. A market maker is playing again. 5,369 bitcoins to the spot exchanges, and his fund flow is indicating 10,400. Now you can claim and say, yeah, but Inspo 10,400, it's not the same like 5,000. Yeah, but a fund flow, it's not indicating me if he's sending that to Binance, to derivative, to spot. I need to track that. And that looks very, very, very like preparation what he did in the past. And he sent 5,000 bitcoins to spot and centralized exchange, and I guess another 5,000 to OTC. That's what he liked to do. And another 3,500. So, yeah, 14,000 bitcoins. We were talking about that. If we check, oh, His balance lifted up again, so he bought as well. I mean, not big. That's what I don't know. That's what he liked to do. I don't know why, but I think he should have a lot of bitcoins, but he buy and then nuke with this fresh purchased. At least then he reduced its balances, and then he sent 10,000 bitcoins to Binance and so on. I don't know what's his plan, to be honest. These guys here, mm, too early to say they're starting to accumulate. At least they rise their balances a little bit. And yes, these guys are accumulating now. Yeah. And they are not that, I mean, 40,000, 40,000? No, only 20? Really? Oh, yeah. Only 20,000 bitcoins more on their exchanges, so on their balances. Jesus, Inspo. And retailers. I don't know, retailers. Thanks God, it's not their plan to wreck retailers. Otherwise, we need to see a price below of $1,000, I guess. Well, let us take a look to the exchange walls. So I changed a little bit the design, or at least the colors of my theme here, because the only one was too aggressive for my eyes. I'm sitting here in front of my PC the whole day working for my clients, and at the same time, checking the price and what's happening. And yeah, let us start with Coinbase. If we can see something. Coinbase still waiting here, and they reinforced even some walls after we have touched 17.7. I don't know why. However, let us take a look. We don't have anything above, but a lot to the downside. And if we check here, for example, let us make, well, we can check here. We have that slow volume, but they are defending at 21,200, as you can see at the moment. Not sure if that's spoofing. I think not. So it's more bullish than bearish, in my opinion, here. Derivate. Also on Derivate, it looks a little bit more bullish than bearish, at least related to the order volume, but nothing big to see here. Bitstamp. Yeah, Bitstamp here at 30k waiting, and also here a wallet 15. A lot of orders here, as you see the density. It's completely different to the upside. If we check here as well. Yeah, more orders to buy than to sell. Binance Spot. Okay, interesting what they are doing here. Doesn't look like spoofing. Also waiting the downside, but let us take a look. Wow. I mean, they are waiting. Yeah, of course. At 17k with 4,700 bitcoins. But that's too far away. That looks more bearish than bullish. At least we are seeing here more sell orders than buy orders. The biggest one is 23k. So also interesting. Bitfinex Spot. Wow. I mean, if you want to push the price up, would you make that? I don't. Completely different. I mean, Bitfinex. Why are you so bearish? I guess you need some money. Yeah. Oh. I was close to say we have more buy orders, but do you see how they are spoofing? How the the whole order books changed just in 1 second? Look that. Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. Never, never. I will never trade there. Also here, FTX waiting. It's FTX perp, by the way, and they have a 26.5 a wall. Also more buy orders than, yeah, in that range. I would say almost the same. So let us go directly to Kraken and see what's happening there. So on Kraken, well, I would say almost the same. Waiting here at 17, nothing up. Almost nothing big at least. Bybit, yeah, also nothing here. Bitmax, nothing. Oof, Binance futures, that's the hell. It's so dynamic and also I'm not sure if they are spoofing or not, but look that. They are waiting with a lot of orders here, waiting there. 222, yeah, that's, oh, Jesus. If they want to lift up, they need to absorb 10,000 bitcoins. That's futures, so we are talking about perp. But to 22,000, I mean, we are trading right now to 21,400. Doesn't look like we are going to go up, to be honest. Not more. Looks a little bit like, I mean, it can change, but in my opinion, that looks like local top, at least because Binance futures, that's really an indicator. Yeah, 10,000 to 7, completely different to the other exchanges. Bitfinex derivatives, wow. Bitfinex, you don't want to let the price go up? Why not? A lot of buy orders here, but not that big, you know. And if you check, I mean, just the difference. It's almost 4 times more volume in the orders here until 23K than to 99. Even the CBD is indicating they are shorting. Kraken futures. Just waiting there, but nothing big. And last but not least, FTX spot. So even here, yeah, a little bit more buy orders, but nothing big. They are still waiting there. And also here, not indicating any big purchases, to be honest. Okay, let us talk about my personal conclusion.